Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of Season 1 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 19. As always, taking over at my personal team, the team that I support, Cambridge United, and we'll be looking to take them from the very bottom, almost literally in real life, of League 2 to the very top of the English game and hopefully the European game as well, as has been the case with the final season of the Newcastle series and will continue to be the case forthcoming on the channel. We're going to be doing this one month per episode. However, this first episode will do months July and August. I'm going to simulate all of pre-season, and in this first window, I mentioned this in a little update video yesterday, in this first window I'm not looking to buy anyone, purely sending out scouts to try and bring in youth prospects for the forthcoming seasons. I do have one player on my shortlist, that being Rashawn Hepburn Murphy, who has signed for Cambridge in real life about 3 hours ago as I'm recording this video, on loan from Aston Villa. So I am looking to bring him on also on loan if I can. I want to see what his stats look like. But I am going to be spending my £1.64 million on youth scouts. It's not really much to spend, to be completely honest, and that's with the 60% increase. At present, I can't quite afford that, and I can't adjust my budgets accordingly to afford Joel Bell. So I'm not going to waste any money on a 2-star or a 3-star. I shall wait and see if we get someone between Jan and Joel. So Jan's 3-star, Joel is 4-star. If I can get someone with 4-star judgment but 3-star experience for slightly less, then that would be great, and that is the main aim. As we start off in the lower leagues, I'll be mainly scouting around the United Kingdom, and then as we progress up through the ranks in the leagues, we shall expand our scouting reach accordingly. If you have any suggestions for potential loan deals for January or transfer deals for January that I could have a look at in the course of the season, then do let me know in the comments section, and I shall take them into account when we get to the January transfer window. But we'll have a look at what the board expect from us. To be fair, they're not expecting much anywhere, really. Low youth development expectations. Sign one player as a defender from the youth academy. That's easy enough. They want me to sign 2 players younger than 20 with potential to become better than the average overall rating of players in the same position in the current squad. Well, the current squad are average at best here at Cambridge United. In real life, we're not having a very good season at all. Manager's already been sacked and a new manager brought in, and currently sit 22nd in the League 2 table of 24. Not a very good season whatsoever. I am hoping to go promotion in this save, but it may not go that smoothly, so we'll have to wait and see. With regards brand exposure, they want me to keep a streak of 85% attendance in 5 consecutive home matches. We should be able to do that provided we have a relatively successful season. We're to keep salary growth under 30%. Shouldn't be too difficult. They want me to finish mid-table in League 2. I'd like to think that's achievable. Like I say, I am looking for promotion every year. Reach the round of 32 of the FA Cup. That's not going to be easy, of course. Being in League 2 or League 1, we start in the very first round, not the third, as is the case for Championship or Premier League sides. So that's going to be quite difficult. Long-term wise, they want me to win promotion fight for promotion within 2 seasons. I'd like to think we can do that. And again, continental success, there's nothing there. Because, well, we're in League 2, so we're not fighting for continental football at this particular stage. In the pre-season tournament, we have Waterford, Trailerborgs and St Pat's. And then, well, there's about 1.1 million available from the pre-season tournament. So provided we do okay in that, we might well be able to sign perhaps a free agent. I know nothing of the best free agents. I have not done a save with a club of this size yet on FIFA 19. So if you are aware of any free agents that are decent that I could sign, then do let me know in the comment section. I would prefer that they be under the age of 24. And if there's anyone here you reckon is very much worth looking at, then do let me know in the comments, and I shall get cracking and have a look at them. I'll go through off camera and add some of my own preferences or players that I think might look decent, and I'll do that myself between episode 1 and 2, and perhaps add a couple of them to the shortlist. But for now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the squad, and then we'll just get cracking with the pre-season games and try and raise some extra money. So the default formation is 4-2-3-1. I'm going to stick with that for the time being. We have Jabo Ibira up top, who's 35 years of age, but there are only 3 outfield players in the whole squad that are over the age of 27. So it's a very young squad here at Cambridge, which shows promise that we might well be able to train what we've already got and grow the players that we've already got to, fingers crossed, be able to take some of these players with us higher up the divisional ladder. Of course, in the RTG we did in FIFA 15 and FIFA 17, we were able to keep some of the original players at the squad all the way to the Premier League. Or I think Kwesi Appiah left us to then come back again. We signed him back later on in the series. So wait and see what happens. But as you can see, this is my starting lineup. Only one player under the 60 rating barrier. That's Jake Carroll at left back. We've got George Taft at centre-back, alongside Greg Taylor and Bradley Halliday at right-back, a fellow Ginge. Got David Ford up top, 38 years of age. I've got another goalkeeper, Kevin Pilkington, 44 years of age. And then Mitov is actually an international for... Just say Bulgaria, yes, Bulgarian international. And then obviously Iron is 49 rated, so almost certainly not going to get a chance, I'm afraid. In midfield, we're going with George Maris and Gary Deegan, and then Reggie Lamb on the left, Giovanni Brown at cam with David Amu on the right hand side, and then Jabo up top. We do, of course, potentially have Hepburn Murphy coming in on loan, though, so maybe he might take over up top, depending what his overall and what his stats look like. We've got Leon Davis, Declan John, Liam O'Neill, Manuel Osadebe, Paul Lewis, Harrison Dunk, and Adi Aziz on the bench. Aziz is quick, but no real technical stats to speak of, so I'm not sure if he'll be that effective for me. We shall have to wait and see. The pace at lower league level might just be enough. We do have some options on the or in the reserves with Harry Darling there at centre-back. Norville Williams is 47 rated. 47. So he and Squire and Watkins and Werman, well, to be fair, everyone that isn't Mitov or Harry Darling in the reserves probably isn't going to get a look in at any stage, because any youth prospects we bring in or free agents are going to be higher rated. So I may, once we've bought some new players in, look to sell some of these younger guys on just to free up the wages to maybe bring in a free agent. If I can move on 3 of them, that might free up the money to be able to bring in 1 free agent. We shall have to wait and see how things transpire. But as I say, and I'll actually quickly show you in the squad hub here, the squad is very, very young. A number of players not even out of their teens yet, and then as you can see, 21, 22s, 23s, a lot 24-year-olds, a few 27-year-olds, and it's only Greg Taylor, Gary Deegan and Jabo, the 3 outfield players that are over the age of 27, at 28, 30 and 35, and then David Ford and Kevin Pilkington obviously being much older. But I'm not sure what to expect from this first season. I'd like to challenge for promotion. I think we can challenge for promotion, but whether we will or not remains to be seen. Again, as the final season of Newcastle showed, we're going to be simulating... Oh, an offer for George Maris. I'm going to be rejecting that. He's going nowhere. I'm going to be simulating all but 3 games, basically, per month. The squad rotation is going to be very important at this level, because the fitness stats of all players isn't that good. That being said, I am going to try and scout youth players that have good physical stats to start off with, so that we can then train their technicals, and fingers crossed their physicals will already be of a decent status, so we don't need to worry too much about them not being fast enough or strong enough or agile enough, etc. Giovanni Brown, however, is a first half hat-trick for Giovanni Brown. Go on, my son. I love that. You'll notice I'm not wearing a Cambridge United kit. My Cambridge United kit's in a box somewhere, having just moved house, and I haven't yet opened that particular box. Once I find the kits in a box, I'll start wearing the kits in the videos. That is a superb start. Giovanni Brown with a hat-trick from Cam, and Jabo with the other one to give us a rather spectacular 4-0 win. So perhaps won their game. We shall see. Just out of curiosity, what does this downer look like after that period? Everyone's fully fit again. Maybe, I mean, it was a simulated game, not a physically played one, and stamina stats might drop slightly further when I'm physically playing with the players rather than just simulating, but Giovanni Brown is at it again. But if we're able to keep stamina levels quite high, regardless of whether we're simulating or playing games, then fingers crossed we won't need that big a squad. But it is something I'm concerned about at this stage. Something I'm not concerned about right now is the fact that we are having a stupendously good pre-season. A 4-0 win, a 3-0 win. Admittedly, not necessarily against the highest of quality of opposition. At present, I'm not training. You guys will have to let me know which players you'd like me to prioritise in my squad for training. And then I shall take that on board moving forward. I'm going to record this and probably one more episode ahead of time. And then you guys will be able to see your feedback being taken on board and utilised moving forward from there. Obviously, having just moved house and just getting set up, etc., I've not had the time to record ahead, nor had the luxury of being able to record, wait for your feedback, and then record again. So that is just the situation we find ourselves in at present. But this is going to be a long-term series. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to it. Drop the video a like if you are. We'll be starting another mini-series this weekend as well, that being the Alphabet Challenge. First episode with Barcelona will be coming either later today or tomorrow. We shall wait and see in due course. And then I will be having the Achieve and Leave series starting soon as well. That one is not as long-term as this one, but more long-term than the... well, it might be as long-term as this one, actually. Depends how well we go. But it will be certainly longer than the Achieve and Leave. Oh, final scout report on Rashawn Hepburn. To be fair, 61 rated. I would very much like to sign you on loan, sir, if you don't mind. I have got my actual scouts, like first team scouts, out looking for players of first team quality that are under the age of 20. So we shall wait and see what they come up with. But for the time being, I am certainly going to try and sign Hepburn Murphy on loan if I can. He's only on £1.7 thousand a week, and to be honest, I'm quite happy to pay that. Length of loan, 1 year maximum is all it will let me have. I'd sign him for 2, but it won't offer me the opportunity. I'd rather not pay 80% if we can. Can we pay... we just go 50-50? I mean, if they're willing to come down a bit, 70-30, I'm quite happy to accept that. It's only a matter of tens of pounds or hundreds of pounds at worst, rather than multiple thousands. So hopefully Rashawn will join the squad soon, but we shall go and play St Mirren in the third and final friendly. This might be quite a lengthy episode. If it is, then please do stick with it. Hopefully by the end of this one, we'll be able to get ourselves some decent points on the board once we reach the month of August. Like I say, we'll be playing July and August in this opening episode. Again, has scored and then got himself sent off, all within 41 minutes worth of football. It does look like we might be losing this first, third and final game. We're losing our first game as Cambridge United boss, and indeed we do, to the 10 men of St Mirren, but we're through to the next round of the tournament, which will hopefully raise some extra funds. Okay, well, I won't be signing Rashawn Hepburn Murphy on loan because he's rejected the proposal to join our club and doesn't want to come to Cambridge United. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting that. Can I go for him again? No further actions. You can consider these negotiations over, it said in the email. I was hoping we might be able to still crack on, but no, another transfer offer for George Maris. I haven't yet transfer listed anyone, as you've seen. Did we not get through that group stage? We must not have done. With two wins. Oh no, sorry, we did get through the group stage. That was the semi-final. 4-0, 3-0, 2-0. Yes, I got carried away with myself and for some reason thought that the game against St Mirren wasn't outside of the group stages. I just want to have a quick look. I can't remember off the top of my head how regularly Youth Academy staff refresh. I think it's weekly, but I'm not sure. It's certainly refreshed by this point. We have 2.2 million available to us now, which means, ironically, we could have afforded the first scout that's available to us. Now we can't afford the best possible scout that's available to us, but we should advance a little bit further and then try and get one on board before the end of the episode if we possibly can. That would be ideal, because I would like to sign a couple of youth prospects in today's episode if I can. Transfer offer for David Amu. I'm going to be rejecting that. I'm not going to be accepting any bids for any first team or bench players, but I might consider, like I say, accepting bids for those squad players. that are, 50 rated or less, that certainly aren't going to have any real say in what happens here at the club long term. Have these refreshed yet? They have, I believe, but still can't afford. Oh, it's just one guy that's mad expensive, and then 4 guys that aren't good enough so far. Now, I do want to have a quick check of the fixture list right now before we head into this game against Port Vale to see which ones are at home and which ones are away, because obviously simulating home games tends to give you better results. So we'll simulate Notts County at home and Cheltenham away and Exeter at home. So I will play Port Vale and I'll play Northampton as well. As we're in a transfer window and this episode is probably already quite long, we'll only play 2 games today, but we'll play 3 games per episode moving forward, and then, of course, as is normally the case in transfer windows, we shall play 2. But because, there's transfer window action to bulk out the episode. But for now, we shall crack on. We shall go and play Port Vale and then simulate the next 2. Then play Northampton, which is a local-ish derby, and then simulate Exeter and Cheltenham. And who knows where we'll be at the end of the episode. But hopefully, it won't be anywhere near where Cambridge United are in real life. So, fingers crossed. Let's have a look and see what we can do in game number 1 in League 2. Deegan, going to go nicely to Reggie Lamb. Here's Jabbo. He's not very fast, Jabbo Abira, so we are going to have to learn his physicality. But Giovanni Brown has had a superb pre-season and has started the regular season in exactly the same fashion. Key to point out, even though we have gone up by a goal to 0 after 4 minutes, I am on ultimate difficulty, but things have certainly just gone our way in the opening few moments here. I don't expect the entirety of this season to be quite as straightforward as that particular goal scoring opportunity presented itself, but I will most certainly take it. Giovanni Brown makes it Cambridge 1, Port Vale 0, against the former teammate, of course, with Leon Legg being at the centre-back for Port Vale. That was a dream start to life at Cambridge United. Will it continue? To a move into Giovanni Brown. Reggie Lamb is there. Jabbo's making a run around the outside. Reggie Lamb, a Bermudan international, does have an informal ultimate team thanks to a performance for the Bermuda international side. Got a hat-trick and a 8-0 win, I think, in some sort of qualifier. Got the ball around there. I'm looking for Giovanni. That pass inside a moment ago from out wide from Reggie Lamb was meant for Jabbo, who was there in space, and it tried to play it all the way to the far side. Had it found Jabbo, might well have been 2-0 there. Here's Worrell down the right-hand side for Port Vale again. The majority of their play has come in this right-hand channel, but so far, says as they're still on the attack, we've dealt with it well. So fingers crossed we can continue to do so, and we might well come away with 3 points on debut. Here's Worrell again. Port Vale come down this right-hand side. Everything they've done so far has come down that flank, and oh God, what a save! He might be 38 years old, David Ford, and pretty average in real life this season, but he certainly showed wonderful reactions there to stop Port Vale equalising right on the brink of half-time. We'll try and go up the other end and get ourselves a second before the whistle goes if we can. A move breaking in behind here, and I'll float it, looking for Jabbo Ibira, who we will find, who's gone for the overhead kick. It will go for a nothing because it's half-time. 1-0 up at the break. Carroll to O'Neill. There's Maris in that further forward role now, or further advanced role. Jabbo's touch is decent this time. Shot, however, not so, unfortunately. Wait to see, maybe we can get him another chance. If Jabbo isn't that deadly for me in front of goal, then I may start trying out Adi Aziz. David Amudo's in the box here, and Amu can't get us a second. And I don't know what Jabbo was doing there, but certainly not scoring a second goal. Worrell wins that header, and Conan will clear for Port Vale. Pugh forward to Joyce. Little back heel there to Pugh again. Joyce. Good football from Port Vale. Conlon into Pope. Deegan tracks back well, and that might be 3 points worth of challenge. At least the extra 2. Bradley Halliday on the overlap here at right back. We shall try and turn inside and beat the man. Unfortunately, just gone offside there, David Amu. Jabbo will hold this up. O'Neill will look for Jabbo again. Looks like we are going to get a victory on the opening day here of League 2. After the way it started, with a goal after 4 minutes, I was kind of hoping we might be able to build on that. We haven't subsequently been able to do that, but 3 points we will get, thankfully. So that is absolutely superb. We shall jump back now and fingers crossed get wins in the simulated games as well before we go and play Northampton. Time for Notts County at home. However, before we play this game, or simulate this game, I am able now to bring in a youth scout. Simon Eriksson comes from Sweden. He's a four-star coach, and we will be signing him for £1.8 million. Going to send him quite immediately straight to England for 9 months, and hopefully we can get some really, really good youth prospects. I will, if I have any left in my catalogue, use the Scout Future Star as well, so we can get another high quality youngster into the club, and fingers crossed he will be very good as well when he arrives. Now though, we will simulate the game against Notts County and fingers crossed make it 2 wins from 2 in League 2. We're currently 6th, I believe, in the table after that first round of fixtures. And, well, Kane Hemmings has given Notts County a lead after 11 minutes, which isn't necessarily what we wanted to happen. But things, now they've gone down to 10 men. It didn't help us against St Mirren. Will it help us here? We've equalised immediately after half-time through David Amu. They've gone down to 9 men now. Notts County with 2 men sent off inside the hour. Can we get a winner? Changes being made left, right and centre, but we are not able to get the win against 9 men. A 1-1 draw against Notts County. I think that's the first time ever I've had an opposing team in a played or simulated game have 2 men sent off. Pretty remarkable. We have Oldham next in the Carabao Cup, a competition that really not that fussed about, neither at the board. I shall be simulating this, as I will the Checker Trade Trophy as well. I don't think I will ever play a game in the Checker Trade Trophy. I despise that competition. We'll wait and see what happens here. It is away from home against Oldham, so I'm not expecting massively impressive results. They're a league above us as well, Oldham. I believe Oldham are League 1. Benteke has given them a 1-0 lead after 19 minutes, although Giovanni Brown has scored just before half-time to equalise. I'd rather avoid extra time, to be completely honest. Very much like to avoid extra time, to be completely honest. I'd rather lose than go to extra time and waste the stamina. Thank you, Duffus. 88th minute, it's 2-1 Oldham. We're out the Carabao Cup. Don't really care at all. Transfer for Emmanuel Osadebe. Reject. Sorry, he's going nowhere. Press conference, we don't care about those because they don't mean anything on career mode. Up next for us is a game against Northampton Town away from home at Sixfields Stadium. And this one we will be playing. An offer for Giovanni Brown before we're done though, which again will be rejected. One of my best prospects, Giovanni Brown. Let's go and play Northampton. Back in there to a teammate, but George Stuft has done superbly well there. And George Morris will lay this into Reggie Lamb. Giovanni Brown's making a run and I'll slot him through. And Giovanni Brown scored my only goal of open play so far. Ooh, I nearly scored my second goal of open play so far, but unfortunately not able to do it. Bags won in one of the other games that we simulated, but so far myself, with this Cambridge United team, I've scored 1, and that has come through Giovanni Brown, which after pre-season is no real surprise. He got a hat-trick in his first game for us and has continued to be a goal-scoring threat throughout. John Joe O'Toole. David Amu tracks back to win that. Looks it on to Bradley Halliday, who will race forward into Jabbo. Round the corner there to Jev, and Giovanni Brown is in behind again here. Trying to get it on his left foot if I can. I can't quite. Oh, what a block. Drops to him again and trickles wide out for a goal kick. Not quite fast enough to get away from the defenders there. Tugged back. I just couldn't quite get a clear chance on goal. Hoskins, they're trying to catch me on the counter here, Northampton, and it might well work. It's good passing football from them. Here's Foley, forward, nicely done by Greggy T. But Crooks still comes forward with the ball. That's a nice ball into the channel. Buchanan into the middle. Please win this, Bradley. Oh, it's Greg Taylor again. Having quite the defensive performance here, Greg Taylor. Sam Foley will take the corner. Might go short. Decides against it and headed away by Gary Deegan. Crooks back in. It deflects off Greg Taylor. Good save by David Ford. Another corner for Northampton. This one they are certainly going to take short. And Hoskins crosses immediately. Oh, you could have caught that, mate. Have you put me in trouble? Maybe. Is Buchanan. Foley into the middle. Gary Deegan. It's Crooks again. Ford didn't move. I flinched, but I didn't need to because it went wide. So tall. Hoskins! from nothing. The ball just knocked around on the edge of the box. No real threat. And just a little layoff. Hoskins runs up to it and smacks that as if he was Team of the Year Kevin De Bruyne. Absolutely incredible first time strike that no goalkeeper would have stopped. What a goal. Deegan to David Amu. They are very defensive, Northampton, in their setup. And so far they've done well to keep us out. Giovanni Brown offside, I believe. Despite the great finish. It's not going to count. Thought we'd pulled ourselves back level just before half time. We have had all of the chances in this game, other than the one that Northampton got with their spell of pressure. Frustrating. To be fair, they did have a bit of pressure on goal with a couple of corners that never really threatened David Ford. 1-0 down at half time. Deegan out to Halliday. Amu makes the run and he's in behind here. David Amu need a good cross to see the man at the back post. It's Reggie Lamb arriving on the volley first time. Good save by Coddington. I'm going to try and nod this back if I can. That's where I wanted it to go. It's just that I wasn't the one to actually nod it there. Giovanni Brown into George Maris. The tamest strike you've seen for a while. And the Northampton backline live to fight another day.
They could pose some danger now.
Cross. Oof. No! Oh, what a save! Please! I saw the advantage was being played for a foul on the far side. Unbelievable stop from David Ford. I couldn't tell you how he's kept that out. That was outrageous to tip that onto the bar. Disgusting save from our 38-year-old man between the sticks. Jesus. David Alaba has gone to Real Madrid. Interesting signing there. So Roberto Firmino has gone to Bayern Munich and David Alaba has gone to Real Madrid. There have been some big moves in this transfer window already. We obviously won't be making any for the time being in this save. But there's certainly... Oh, it's going to be 2-0. I could just tell when the ball was in the air. Sam Hoskins makes it 2 and it looks like we're going to be getting defeat here. Really, really frustrating. Let's bring Harrison Dunk on... Oh, no, not at centre-back, thank you. On the left-hand side. And bring on Adi Aziz up top. Maybe the extra pace will help. But we do now need at least 2 goals rather than just the 1 to get a point. It's all into Crooks. There's Foley. Out wide to Shea Facey. Practically nothing left stamina-wise, but there's nothing left time-wise now as Ford kicks the ball out. Fully expect the referee to blow his whistle. And for us to get our first defeat of the league season away from home against local rivals Northampton. That's really frustrating. Not only their local rivals, my girlfriend's from Northampton as well, so that sucks. She's got one over on me there. Northampton 2, Cambridge United 0. Would have been nice to give a little bit of rivalry there, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. We're 12th now in the table. Early doors still though, of course. I will be taking Jabbo, I think, out of the starting lineup. I might give him until the end of the month. I might give him to the end of the month, see if he can pick up some goals in simulated games for me. But I think in played games, Jabbo Abira isn't going to be the sort of player that suits my style. I haven't really hit the ground running with him. Giovanni Brown has been superb. Everyone really has played okay, but I would have expected more of Jabbo, and unfortunately we haven't got it. Reggie Lamb gets his first goal for us, but unfortunately Ford scores twice for Exeter in the space of 7 minutes, either side of half-time. And we find ourselves 2-1 down at home against Exeter. It is potentially going to be a long season for us in Season 1, but because, of course, we're playing 1 month per episode, or 2 as things stand right now, we will be getting through the seasons relatively quickly, rather than, it taking 20 to 25 episodes to get through each season by playing every game in a 46 game per season year. So hopefully we'll be able to, if we aren't able to get promotion in any given season, we should be able to crack on into the next year pretty quickly, and it shouldn't take us too long to get up to the upper reaches. Finally missed a penalty, then scored for Cheltenham 5 minutes later, despite getting booked in the 4th minute. Don't make it 3 defeats on the bounce, please. Please. It's going to be exactly that. Might well be a difficult first season for us here at Cambridge United. In real life, Cambridge United are 22nd. I, right now, am 23rd. Newport, however, haven't scored a single point after 5 games, so I can't feel too bad. And we are only 3 points away from the top half of the table. So it's not all doom and gloom, but that certainly didn't go according to plan. We'll see if we get our Scout Future Star back as we finish the month of August. I'm not sure when exactly I did it, whether I did it in July or whether I did it in August. I can't quite remember. We should be getting them back sooner rather than later, though. Deadline day is happening right now. You can see Serge Aurier's gone on loan to Leicester for some reason. Not really too sure why Tottenham have done that. 3 biggest deals prior to deadline day. Bobby Firmino, 71.9 million to Bayern Munich. David Alaba, 45.6 million to Real Madrid, and Danny Carvajal for 39 million to AC Milan. I'm not sure what else will be done on transfer deadline day. Considering it's only League 2 and there aren't really that many massive deals going through, I won't really show you what's been done by all of the teams in our division. Casper Dolberg's gone to Liverpool, though, as you can see there. That's an interesting one. Is he their long-term Bobby Firmino replacement? Potentially, but they're going to need someone right from the off, really. Not a youngster to bed in over a matter of seasons. We'll wait and see what Liverpool do in the Premier League this season. Of course, we will have a round-up at the end of the year to see who's done what in all given competitions. But as we head towards the end of transfer deadline day, is that an offer for one of our players right at the end? It is. A transfer offer for Harrison Dunk that I shall be rejecting. And then we will end the transfer window. Again, as I mentioned earlier, do let me know in the comment section down below if there's any free agents you want me to look at. And I will do so accordingly. Very, very quiet transfer deadline day. Less than 200 million spent. Scout Future Star has returned. Victor Pereira, a Portuguese centre-back, 6'3", 59 rated currently. I'm not going to promote him to the senior team. One thing we noticed actually in the Newcastle series is by leaving young players in the youth squad, they grow a lot quicker than if you prematurely call them up. So I will do that, and by getting that youngster in the defensive position, we've already achieved one of the board's expectations of us. So things going very, very well for us so far. Transfer offer for Greg Taylor, which we'll obviously be rejecting. But youth squad monthly report is just on Varela. These are his potentials. I'll take 83 sprint speed and 94 strength. Thank you very much. As potentials at 6'3". He could be very, very good indeed. We shall wait and see what happens on that front. But for now, actually, I'll quickly show you the transfer history, the biggest deals that went through in that window, just for your curiosity. So Firmino, Alaba and Carvajal, we saw. Mehdi Benatia to Chelsea. Eduardo Salvio had a one-season wonder for us at Newcastle United. Gone to Crystal Palace. Anthony Lopez to Roma. Piotr Zielinski to Leverkusen. Willian to Barcelona. Kingsley Coman to Leverkusen to Juventus for 29.6. Leverkusen has sold Kevin Folland to AC Milan. Vizca has gone to Manchester City. Marcus Rashford to Paris Saint-Germain as Torgan Hazard comes in as a potential replacement. Vincent Abubakar to Wolfsburg. Sergio Roberto to Manchester City, and Husay has replaced him coming in from Napoli. Marega to Schalke. Marcos Alonso to Dortmund. Mario Mandzukic to Atletico Madrid. Well, he's played before, hasn't he? Has Mario Mandzukic been at Atleti before? I think he may well have been. Kramaric to Sevilla. Franco Vasquez to Inter Milan. Diego Rugani to Atletico Madrid. Lars Bender to Spurs. Wesley to Hoffenheim. Rabiot to Barcelona. Pereira to Everton. Falcao to Napoli. Santi Mina to Southampton. Benjamin Pavard to Lyon. Jonas, Brazilian and Portuguese speaking, to Paris Saint-Germain. Denis Suarez to Monaco. Any other interesting was Spurs sold Ben Davies to Real Madrid. And Joe Gomez has gone to Leipzig for 17.4 million. Cutrone to Huddersfield, and Casper Dolberg, as we saw, to Liverpool. And Bergwijn has gone to Arsenal for 16.8. Alex Iwobi to Lazio. Harry Winks to Newcastle United. Almeida to Manchester United. Danny Rose to Real Madrid. What is happening? Seamus Coleman to Inter Milan for 13.1 million. Some really, really head-turning moves in that month, to be completely honest. But I shall save it here. I have to be careful I don't overwrite anything. It's a shame we only get 4 save slots this year. We haven't brought that up as an issue, but I don't think it looks like we're going to get any more. So, career mode RTG, save, achieve and leave will begin on the channel soon. Alphabet challenge, I'm hoping to get that out to you later on this afternoon. So do keep your eyes peeled around about 4 o'clock for an achieve to leave episode. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on more. I promise you we won't finish 23rd this season. I'll see you next time.